Chief Foreign Correspondent Lara Logan has spent a lot of time in Afghanistan covering the war. Good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Here, the administration is clearly, because everybody's out, the Secretary of State,
yes,
the Secretary of Defense, the President's spokesman. How will the Taliban use this in Afghanistan? And what kind of damage does it do to the United States effort in Afghanistan?
It's a gift for the Taliban, really, because it reinforces all of their propaganda. They want the world to believe, they want Afghans to believe that the U.S. has no regard for the Afghan people and no regard for Islam. And this video reinforces that message of theirs. So it essentially does their job for them. And, you know, the fact that U.S. Marines and U.S. soldiers have built mosques, for example, the length and breadth of Afghanistan, no one cares about that. That's not the image that's going to endure. This is the image that will endure, and the damage is already done.
They'll use this to recruit new fighters
no
instantly.
Question. Absolutely.
So how does the United States in Afghanistan contain the damage immediately?
I don't really think there's anything the United States can do. I mean, they're going to bring charges, and they're going to do things that reassure Americans and people in the West that they take this seriously, that it's not acceptable, and that it does not reflect American values. People have kind of made up their minds on this one, Charlie, the moment they see the video. It doesn't really mean anything in Afghanistan if you bring charges or demote somebody's rank. No one's going to be hanging from a tree for this. And that's the kind of justice that they're used to in Afghanistan. So I don't really think that there's a lot that they can do.
David said, the question is, how did those Marines think they could get away with this? When you look at that video, what do you see and what do you think?
I see stupid young infantry guys who've been out there, and they did something that they know is wrong. They thought they could get away with it. They think it's funny. I mean, it's kind of frat boy mentality. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. It can't be justified. But in my experience, I was on a U.S. base in Afghanistan. They were investigating allegations of soldiers posing with photographs, and they took it very seriously. I mean, there was a pall of fear over that base in the time that I was there. And so these guys know it's not acceptable. They know it's a stupid thing. It's the kind of thing you'd expect them to do when they're out drunk, and there's no excuse for it. And they've unfortunately tarnished the image of every other Marine and soldier that's out there. And the other guys know this. They're all going to be mad at them for that. But, you know, there's no love lost for the enemy over there. I mean, think about the conditions these guys are living in. These things happen in war, and this is what nations need to think about, is when you send your troops to war, there are unintended consequences. This is one of those unintended consequences, and it's not like the U.S. needed, you know, it's not helpful to the U.S. in the rest of the world and in the Islamic world particularly, and the U.S.'s image in those parts of the world has already taken a pounding in the last 10 years of war.
Thank you very much, Lara. Great to see you.